Thank you for joining us. This is Uncle Owen's Barbecue, I'm Dr. Afra, and it has been far too long since we've had a new Arrivals episode. It seems that every time we tried to sit down and make a video, more items arrived, and playing catch-up while working on new content is consistently booking ourselves train accommodations.
To the place where the possible and the impossible meet.
What is even more impossible? Not being able to refuse the magnificent large new additions to the vintage collection. For starters, the Forge and Armorer VC331. When you pair this fantastic playset with the other items found with figures over the last half-dozen seasons, such as Beskar spears, bars, and blocks, you'll end up wealthier than any yacht-owning Mr. Moneybags.
Oh, hi! Didn't see you there.
The metalwork process is thousands of years old, and everyone should have the opportunity to practice this nearly lost art form like those who attend Butter Churning 101 at Colonial Williamsburg Junior High. Now, gather around.
Witness the wonders of an ancient glory.
A playset absolutely perfect for recreating scenes from any season of The Mandalorian, 1, 2, or 3. With this multi-piece set, reduce solid objects to mere puddles of slag. But use caution, it's very dangerous.
I got some on my thumb! No!
Or you can skillfully put those metallurgy skills to the test while thinking safety first, and utilize hand as well as eye protection.
Oh, so that's your little plan!
Manipulate precious ores, and those unsightly imperial stamps invading the surface of any alloy will disappear.
Oh great, leave when I'm right in the middle of a sentence.
From there, just pour your mold and grab your metalwork hammer. While the Beskar is hot and malleable, expeditiously soften your project, because you have never been more ready to add a Mudhorn signet to your own armor, or as a gift for that special helmeted person in your life.
How else could 2 months' salary last forever?
The packaged accessories of clamps, hammer, and 3 helmets as finished products do not disappoint, but are far from the only available means of maximizing this pint-sized playset in ways the promotional material fails to demonstrate. The anvil has 2 configurations to best suit whatever you need to bang out.
Bang, 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 bang!
Things like the much-needed upgrades to Din Djarin's attire, replacing parts to fellow Mandalorians in need of such alterations and repairs, or by outfitting Din Grogu with under armor, whichever could fit better. And I have not even mentioned the handy toolbox every toy is trying to get its hands on. The decorative mythosaur skull even secures to the rock wall, so no matter how much you want to lose this very well sculpted adornment, you will have a difficult time doing so. With that, we are complete, at least with the analysis of this amazing piece's attributes. Moff Gideon's Imperial Light Cruiser Hallway and Mandalorian Privateer VC-326. When your role as crew member number 3 calls for you to gumshoe down a silent corridor, that ominous feeling you get should not be ignored. Suddenly, something moves in your peripheral. Stay true. Just because your character lacks a name doesn't mean that you are not just as valuable to a cause or important to the main character's objective.
People can be so self-involved.
We finally put some pieces of the Vintage Collection Mandalorian Rescue Pack to much better use. With this amazing piece, you can recreate a variety of moments found in a post-return galaxy.
There's only one return, okay? It's of the Jedi.
We begin with the product's self-titled application itself, and with a long enough wall in which to either incorrectly hang an oversized Jackson Pollock onto, or strategically place a phalanx or futuristic killing machines in front of. The hallway wall supplies the scene you create with exactly what you need. Even if abstract expressionism isn't your taste, this is a fact you can't deny. One murderous robot is more than enough.
You're right.
Let us explore one's infinitesimal capability to covert unnoticed. Here, like most places in the galaxy, you can discover more trouble than you may have sought, perhaps with fewer chances to survive.
We're doomed! We're doomed!
If you planned your visit accordingly, you will have brought a +1, even if you were deferred from doing so.
I'm just gonna run in there and maybe grab a few gifts on the way out. You need anything?
After all, playtime is always more fun with others. Grab your favorite 3 3/4-inch Freedom Fighter co-pilot and give the already fallen foe what for. Because for all we know, the yet unvanquished biologicals are repeat offenders, wanted the galaxy over for clogging New Republic toilets.
If so, they've gone way too far.
Or let's say your mission is a little more relevant, and if you're still in one piece, you might just reach the end boss. Now that you meet face to face, he seems like a decent fellow. You don't want to hurt him, and he tells you he doesn't even need that thing you're after anymore, and if you want it, take it and go. But that doesn't give you permission to lower your guard or turn your back on him. He is still an enemy.
Kinda slow-witted, ain't he? Real slow.
So a fight ensues, and brief as it may be, the challenge was dangerous. Nevertheless, the rewards were without compare. Now let's entertain a circumstance where another person arrives uninvited. Just what would one in his position do when faced with a barrage of opposition explaining with prejudice that the list for the private party they are hosting doesn't include whatever the goer's name is? Dress codes are for the uninitiated.
But we are initiated. How do we...
So go ahead and wear whatever you want. If someone says something, I leave it in your hands how much something you tolerate before nothing else is uttered. This is a piece like the Tant of Four that I will have to get more of. Not as many as the Tant of Four, but 2 or 3. And I very much look forward to the day when this Moff Gideon's cruiser interior becomes a bit larger.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna up some.
Give it to those Imagineers. Fantasy instantly transforms into a nightmarish reality when we see the result of Mike Wazowski's accidental stroll through the wrong door, finding himself exiting a basement supply closet in Chernobyl. Blurg and Din Djarin, VC 335. Moving forward in card and numbers, but backward in a chronologically released capacity, notwithstanding any drawbacks, Din Djarin brings the same excitement he always has. The Blurg is packaged alongside a saddle complete with reins and a bit. For what seems like a moment did we see this bipedal and ocularly segmented lizard arrive hungry enough to eat a Mandalorian. And despite your attempts to evade this creature, they will be all for naught. As you struggle with what may be your final moments, you'd never guess that it wouldn't be yourself who grants you salvation. The Blurg also pairs very well with the Ugnaught Quill, with or without his often verbalized mannerisms.
I have spoken!
The Mandalorian is the very same variant as VC-166, only with a soft goods damaged cape. Test your ability to stay on the back of this wild animal, or see if you can maintain at least one point of contact when becoming one with the air. Few have the chance to live life so dangerously, but Din Djarin flies the N1 too fast to worry about anything long term. And if you're wearing armor, what do you have to lose?
You're living your life in fear.
If the rodeo isn't quite your speed, just gaze into its eyes and perform amateur dentistry. Simply pet the Blurg's chin and place your hand right inside its mouth.
If you're tough enough.
Or instead of playing a game of oopsie digits, get back to mastering the art of riding this magnificent creature. If there even is such a thing, let's hope you find the right one and will be fully bonded to it.
What?
I don't know how that would be possible. If you fell asleep in front of this creature for too long, the last ride you'll ever take with your pet Blurg is through your pet Blurg. It could be worse. Just ask Richard Gere's pet gerbil.
You know what? I've had enough of you.
And just like that, we can take this thing across the terrain to find the object of which the client is paying handsomely. Get your bearings, hold on tight, and don't forget your personal Arvala 7 tour guide, Quill. Quill knows this place well. However, he has only agreed to take us halfway. You like your solitude anyway, so you can enjoy your quiet contemplation. No matter what you find out there, be that a baby, someone's grandma, a kitten,
Oh, a little baby grandma kitten.
Along your journey, you may also come upon roadside attractions and just as many soliciting locals attempting to hawk their merch. Don't feel pressured or even the slightest bit compelled to purchase anything. Refuse service and turn them away while mouthing your disdain. Especially if it's from Jawas. Or with little effort, make those pushy salesmen go bye-bye. In a large amount due to luck and hunger. Believe it or not, Blurgs find the Jawa population quite tasty. And if consumed with robes on, the mess resolves itself on the way out.
Any next time tonight?
This creature works well in a herd, doubled up for a quest to roam a desolate land, or singularly stationed underneath its rider.
Even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
The Sabine, Wren, and Chopper 2-pack, and the Ghost Vehicle playset with the additional Rebels mural card backs of Hera Syndulla, Kanan Jarrus, Ezra Bridger, and Zeb.
You're gonna need a last name.
Get ready to hear all about the crew of the Ghost, each with its own charms.
How do you know that?
Mostly because of the accessories, and I don't have to wonder who I'll start with. The face shield of Kanan Jarrus draws you right in.
Yeah.
Hera Syndulla's Kalikori along with a pre-released Melaroon fruit.
Come on.
Ezra Bridger's unique helmet belonged to a trooper that evidently was in Clone Wars, but as of yet remains unreleased.
Oh, so you are watching the show. I'm watching it too. What'd you see?
Chopper has 2 separate dome dishes that without, some might assume the astromech to be a trash receptacle, and this package next to a couple pre-released minifigure accessories with various patterns.
Holy it's a cat.
To name a few. This ship opens up into a playset you never knew you always wanted.
Where's the captain?
In the captain's private quarters, Hera can get well-deserved slumber before piloting this 4-story behemoth large enough for everyone to have their own space with more to spare. As a group, air concerns dangerous endeavors, or consume meals in peace that may or may not have been stolen by supposedly trusted crew members. Sometimes one desires a little privacy in order to discreetly violate fraternization policies, and planning missions has never been easier or as sleek with dual-purpose occupancies found at every turn. Take your time and examine the impressive layout, explore the fittings, and the function as you make your way to the common lounging area for a break.
Oh my stars, what a day.
Here, some of you can sit back, while others discuss at great length the problems you face as a crew. Back here, it seems like all the worries just melt away, and extending your stay is welcomed. There are other people on this ship, and they can take care of things for a bit.
I'm gonna go home and stick my thumb up my butt.
They're carefully calculating navigation or assisting the captain in any way possible. Most of that is involving the repair of important systems as they eventually fail. And most of that is being carried out by a droid, after that one time things went south.
I'll just, touch the battery?
Either inside of the cockpit or below in the Ghost's underbelly is the source of the failures that are very easy to remedy, yet very difficult to reach. So it's best to imagine it as a cargo area. Making your way back to the lounge to the rear of the vessel is where you will find the largest area on board to stage lightsaber training, while enough room still exists for Sabine to be cautiously included, or for Hera to log onto social media HoloNet and update her relationship status.
There you go, hashtag it.
With enough seats to be occupied by every member of the crew and their guests, and on nearly every panel of every wall from every corner to every console, the space found inside of this vessel are the levers, dials, gauges, and registers to help you get your way from one side of the galaxy to the other, or just remain stationary.
You mind if we park for a while?
Even though this has 2 gunner positions, there are very few ships in your own collection that can face this massive wonderment and expect mercy. Take the figures out of the picture and you still have a spectacular feat of engineering. Multiple screens and ladders, what looks like an 8-track, cassette and CD players, but there are also plenty of digital compression equipment even a blind person could operate.
But I think you're gonna have to drive.
Multicolored switches, esoteric knobs and ports, the aesthetic detail of vents and wires, intercoms, cabinets, sleeping quarters with a lacking artist's touch or creativity fully embraced. The lounge's removable accessories really open this into a concert hall, but I can only laugh because I don't see a fire extinguisher. So it's probably best to avoid using the hot plate. And after a lot of work, there you have it.
Yeah. But let's do a head count here.
1 ship, 4 playsets, 9 figures, multiple accessories, numerous choices to pick from, countless ways to enjoy them when using each one.
And you?
You were able to see all of them in one place. If we sufficiently filled your senses with an overload of flavor, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, you don't want to let another moment pass without taking care of that fantasy.
I used to think these letters were fake.
And if you wish to be notified when the next order is available, don't neglect the bell and a fresh serving will be waiting for your appetite. But wait, are you the kind of person who likes to talk? We're delighted to say that we are the type that loves to listen. Don't be afraid of any reflexive backlash. Leave a comment and tell us what you're thinking. Thank you for visiting, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. Until next time, this has been Dr. Afra keeping you updated on the new arrivals at Uncle Owen's Barbecue.